Mere feet from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're underway in Atlanta. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Penix to the air to start us off. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice. It doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Completes. It's Bijan Robinson. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Robinson on the inside give. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. From the 17. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, Penix. And the defender comes away with it. Jordan Poyer has it. And the Dolphins get the football on the first turnover of the contest.
Red zone defense. It is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. First give of the game here to Raheem Mostert. And he's up across the 10 to the 11 before going down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Tua off the play fake. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Big gain downfield. There it is, touchdown Miami. The Dolphins don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jordan Poyer up from the secondary to make that stop. Give him 6 on the pickup, and that is how our first quarter will end. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have it 2nd and 4. Another carry for Robinson. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. It's Cater Kohu up to make that play. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Here's Penix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that brings up 4th and short. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. Fair catch hauled in at the 18-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Dolphins football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. That one's caught along the left sideline. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10 from the 41. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Second and 10 now. He fires one deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 25. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll run with Mostert. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. Give him 4 yards, and that moves him that much closer. 2nd and goal now from the 2. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. It's the Dolphins, who only need a couple on 2nd and 2. Achan. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Dolphins grow their lead just before halftime. Devon Achan with a touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Dolphins double their lead to 14. Sanders all set to send it away. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. And the Dolphins take possession of the football.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Couldn't connect with Tyreek Hill. And it's going to be second down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
They go play action with Tagovailoa. He fires one deep down the right sideline. And he makes the catch on the sideline. Oh, but they call it out of bounds. This close to 6.
Well, he had the space from the defender and the concentration to make a great catch. What he didn't have was enough end zone real estate. That's just a very, very exciting incompletion.
That's caught for the first. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that will set up first and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
H.N. And the pursuit gets there to escort him out at the line of scrimmage. No pickup on that run, and it leaves them 4 yards out on 3rd and goal.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
And he'll take it in for the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins boat racing them to the halftime locker room. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Sanders connects on the point after. And the Dolphins stretch their lead to 21.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Sanders all set to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second. And incompletion is still pretty good, too.
2nd and 10. Penix to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That throw intended for Drake London. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. To the air with Penix. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. And again, it's Penix. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
On 2nd and 10, it's Penix. That one's complete to London. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Robinson does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well...
And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The Falcons chop some of the lead off before the half. Michael Penix Jr., the touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. They broke out the design run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, hey, QB, do your thing, get a 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it because it really gives you an extra hack, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
D. Eskridge to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. Tagovailoa off the play fake. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Looking to throw. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons are stopped on that return. So that interception's going to be the final play of this opening half. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Eskridge on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. They're out and set, first and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins grow the lead coming out of halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
McLeod now returning it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Penix working from the gun. He throws a bullet deep to the... Oh, no, they get him yet again. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And the Dolphins get a huge return down to the 25-yard line before that tackle's made. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play.
Touchdown, Miami! Great opportunity opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Sanders all set to send it away. McLeod now returning it. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he gets him around 6 there. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. Minute 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Staying with Robinson. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Oh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And now they're left with 4th and short.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. The time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see, because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a 1st. New set of downs for him from the 46. Penix on 1st down. Hauled in left side. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5. Penix now to throw. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied, knocked away, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
He's got it! Touchdown, Atlanta! Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That's up and through for the point after. And the Falcons cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Eskridge on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. 2 now from the gun. He puts some power on a deep one left. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons put together a wonderful return. Gets him back inside the 40 following the interception. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag for him, partner. He does have the 3 touchdowns in this game, but also now a couple of interceptions.
You almost feel like, Kate, he's seeing most of the picture on how to attack this defense, but just not quite all of it yet. It's largely been good, as he said, some nice touchdowns as well. But there's still a couple of these looks in coverage that are giving him problems, and he's got to figure that picture out.
Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. From the 32. Pass is caught. That's Darnell Mooney. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Just one quarter remaining in this one.
With the score, Dolphins 31.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Going right side, Robinson with it. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 14. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparations, doing that work on the practice field to know before the game. And when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Eskridge on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. He's trying another one deep. Brought in inside the 20. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field. Such an exciting play lost because of that penalty. And this offense now left to think of their next call as they make the long walk back down the field. Now a pitch to Mostert. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Gets them 6 yards and back on the positive side of things. It's now 2nd and 9.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Going play action, Tagovailoa. He's throwing deep to the left side. This is brought in at the 50. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins stretch their lead to 21. Sanders all set to send it away. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. Pitts brings it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Falcons will have a 1st. Throwing Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And forget the turnover, Brock. They take it back for a late touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone, so the football will come back out to the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Fresh off the pick, here's Penix. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. That one intended for Drake London. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Penix to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. They go play action. Here's Penix. And this is another incompletion.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And they pick him off again. Jordan Poyer has it. And forget the turnover, Brock. They take it back for a late touchdown. Rookie quarterback, Brock, threw it away their last drive. It seemed like he might have been trying to do too much to make up for that mistake, and instead things snowball.
Yeah, these are the valuable lessons you have to learn from. You cannot be a mistake repeater. But being a rookie quarterback at Ass Payton, he threw 28 of them his rookie year. Sometimes you just learn on the job, but you cannot repeat those kind of mistakes.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick 6. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Play action. Here's Penix. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Penix here from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And there it is. He just kept choosing to go backward, partner. And now he's all the way in his own end zone for a safety. Cannot believe it. Partner, I'm going out on a limb here and saying you are much too smart. This never, not even when you were like 5th, 6th grade quarterback did this happen, right? Right?
Well, different era. We didn't really run as quarterbacks in my era, so I never ran that far. But I'll say this, as tough as that was in the 30 yards going backwards, the next 50 or 60 walking to the sidelines and looking at your coaches and your teammates and your buddies, what were you thinking, pal?
What was going on? New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Oh, look at this. He's set up to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Oh, it put some heat on this deep ball. It's complete. Oh, my. They left him wide open downfield. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Dolphins running them out of the building. Tyreek Hill to touchdown. His third through the air this game. And it's off the mark. The kick is no good, but I think they can spare a point or two given the size of this lead. So following the missed point after, the chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. McLeod now returning it. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Getting right back to it after that interception. And a man is there to knock that away.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
On 2nd and 10, it's Penix. They left him wide open. It's complete. Gets it to the 15. And it won't matter in the end, but nevertheless, he's in for the late touchdown. The Falcons putting up points in a game decided. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate. And I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Coup with the extra point. And the Falcons take 7 points off the deficit. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And the Dolphins get on that football. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. First down, ball at the 36. Tagovailoa off the play fake. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. He's got it. Looks like the feet are in bounds too. Oh, I don't believe it. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dolphins grow their lead yet again. Sanders all set to send it away. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. Oh no, they get him yet again. Jordan Poyer has it. And the Dolphins will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception.
You know, my dad was my old high school coach. He was a play caller. He was an offensive guy. And after days like this, and I remember one in particular, he'd say, son, some days peanuts, some days shells. This has been nothing but a bunch of shells for this quarterback today.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. He'll go to a knee, and that defense can only stop the clock 2 more times.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee and let this clock run out.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it's a win for the visiting Dolphins. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Ewer, our incredible crew, everybody here in EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say goodbye from Atlanta.